Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I'm on my Relic Golem planet. Now, there's already, like, a handful of golems that have been found on this planet, and people building bases all over said planet. Now, what I'm hoping to do in today's episode is still on this same planet, is maybe find another one of these golems. And if I do find one of these golems, what I'm going to do is give you guys out there in the viewerverse the coordinates, and if you do want to come on over here, you can hit that golem up and maybe claim it as a base. Now, on this planet are these beetle creatures. Now, beetle creatures fly quite low and slow, so they're very, very good at helping to find the golem. Now, I've got something fairly similar in flight sort of speed, and it's this giant worm. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to ride on this giant worm, and I'm probably going to we'll go west. We'll go west from my actual base. And I'm just going to be flying low and slow over this planet and trying to spot another golem. So there you go, let's go for it. Let's see if we can find one in an hour of being live. Now, I don't know how many golems there are per planet, and I know that a lot of people have already started putting bases near to my golem. But we'll see if we can find another one in fairly close proximity to the golem that I've already got, people in the viewerverse. But this could be a very uneventful live stream, but I can use this to read messages, you know. So anyway, we got Kiwick Frez in the house. Well, hello there. Oh well, I missed this one. Work. Have a nice day. Oh, okay. Right. Have a nice day at work, mate. Bye bye. Okay, that was a short-lived comment, wasn't it? Next one, we got Robert Edgar. Those golems are a pain to find. I couldn't find them for the longest time, then I ended up finding 2 within 30 minutes. That's what I'm hoping to do in today's episode, live right now. Now, I can make this worm fly a little bit faster by pressing in R3. But yeah, what I'm looking for is like this turquoisey glow. I mean, there's a bright blue glow down there, but what we're looking for is like a turquoisey blue one. And at the moment, I've got a little bit of storm coming in. Oh, we've got some dark blues there. See, if I just keep flying west, hopefully we'll come across a turquoisey glow. But yeah, I mean, to find my first golem, it took me probably about 3 hours. So the likelihood of me finding one in an hour, I don't think is relatively high. But you never know. I might just get lucky, is all I'm thinking. Sometimes having the live stream there helps pass the time that little bit quicker. But not only that, I find it sometimes brings me a little bit more luck. So I'm hoping you guys turn out to be lucky. We've got Leo's in the house. Hello there, Leo's. Hello. And Yasta1. Hello there, Yasta. Hello, hello. Who else we got there? Dr. Pong. Well, how do there, Dr. Pong? I was just thinking about you the other day, Dr. Pong, with all the LA fires and all that sort of shenanigans. I mean, it's out of the news now, but I really don't know what's going on over in LA, whether things are a lot better and whether they, manage to shore stuff up so it doesn't happen again in future and stuff. But, yeah. Anyway, I'm hoping you're okay, hoping your channel's okay. I haven't gone over to your channel for a little while, admittedly, though. To be honest, I haven't gone to many other content creators' channels for a bit. Yeah, I haven't really watched much when it comes to No Man's Sky, to be fair. And I'm not seeing many content creators putting out content for No Man's Sky anyway at the moment. Most people have moved on to other games at the moment. I watched a couple of Jason Plays' videos, him trying to find butterflies in his Engineers game. And that looks alright, the Engineers game. But it's not. I don't think it's half as good as No Man's Sky, so I haven't got too vested in it myself or even bothered picking it up. Yeah. Hello there, Eugene. Welcome. Good morning, all. I have an hour before leaving for work. Oh, nice one, Dr. Pong. Coolio. Oh, you haven't had time to make content. That's probably why it hasn't popped up then in my feed. All right, coolio. Anyway, heading over this way. George Hadley. I mentioned that I found scorched relic moon of a gas giant in a 905. The advantage was no blinding storms. It still took forever to find one. Yeah, it can take forever to find one. I mean, I'm probably not going to find one this episode. But if I do, I can turn on my multiplayer and let you guys just come and join me. And the first one to get there and put down a base, great. So what I've said to people that do come here and build bases is try to build your base as if it was a base inside of Light No Fire. Try to use the relics that you get from the planet. Try to use stone and wood and avoid metal as much as possible. If you do use metal, try and disguise it and hide it. You know, it'd be nice to have teleporters because I want to be able to get from base to base. Just sort of hide them if you can. And what I'm going to do is after I finish doing all my Easter giveaway and Easter base tours, so maybe May time, maybe June, I'll be coming over to here and I'll be doing base tours over here. So you've got quite a long time yet to build. Cool, yeah. Oh, just flying over. Go on, little wormy guy. Fly like the wind, little wormy dude. Yeah, we've got a little building. As you can see, it flies low and slow, and that's exactly what you need. I would say use one of the beetles on this planet that are indigenous to this planet, or if you've got one of these worm creatures or another slow flying creature like the butterflies, or even one of those farting fish creatures. Perfect. Any of those sort of creatures would do. As long as it flies low and slow, you're all good. Right, well, I better top up my hazard protection. You can see here, I'm still getting hit by a storm, and it's still doing quite a lot of damage. What I'm going to do is just go into difficulty, so I don't have to worry about... I don't want it to be saying, incoming storm, hazard protection low, every 5 minutes, because that's not fun for anyone. So, there we go. It'd be nice if you can turn off Exo's alerts, you know? Well, I call it Exo, it's Talamon, but you get what I mean. Now, even in this storm, I can see the dark blue glows. What I'm looking for right now is a turquoise glow. So even though there's a storm raging, look, I can still see the dark blue glows. I'm still not going to miss the Golem, which is another thing that I like now that I've dialed down the hazard protection settings inside the settings screen. If you don't know what I'm on about, if you go into accessibility, you can adjust your storms and hazard effects down to 35%. Strongly suggest doing that. Yeah, here we go. We're still locked onto west. Let's hope that we find one here, people. That'd be nice to find another one during this stream. Come on, worm. Fly like the wind. Sweet. Okie dokie. We've got Corvax Cal in the house. Hello there, chap. Nice to see you. And we've got Mango Neko. I still haven't been able to find and finish the Relic expedition. You still haven't managed to finish the due to a bug. Oh, that sucks. What bug's that? I thought it was relatively bug-free. I didn't encounter any issues doing the actual expedition myself. But, you know, there might be a new bug that I'm not aware of. What's going on? Fires are long out, got some rain, but there was a sizable earthquake in San Diego. Felt that here in the valley. Holy fudge. Oh my days, they're throwing all the different types of extreme weather at you then, are they? You know, there's me complaining about the weather inside of this game. You've got freaking evil from every angle. Go on. Do you have any cave base builds, Captain? I'm working on a massive one. No, I don't really build in caves all too often. I find that they go and fill themselves in. I mean, I have got one for my Halloween build. If you have watched my Halloween base tour, you would have seen that I did quite a large cave. It wasn't massive. I put a robot spider in there and stuff. It was pretty cool, but even that filled itself in. So, no, I don't really build in caves all too often. Robert Edgar, I like using stone set to build with. Perfect. Come along and build something here if you want, Edgar. Talking of which, here you go. I'll give you guys the portal code. There it is in the bottom left-hand corner right there. This is inside the Euclid system. You are going to have to pause this and maybe crop it and zoom in. I haven't made a portal code for this one yet that I can put up large on screen. Oh, no. I just lost my worm doing that. All right, we'll do that again. I'm calling back out. But now that I'm on foot, I might as well just go in camera mode and go up as high as I can. You can put the sun in the sky, or you can keep it dark. I'll have a look around and see if I can spot any turquoisey hues which I can't. They're all just dark blue. Alright, cool. Well, let's bring in my creature yet again. Come on, Norman. We've got places to go, mate. I guess. Just lock onto west again. And we're off. Meow. What the fudge is that just floating in midair right there? It's like a little tiny bit of island. It is a little bit of tiny island. With like a tree on it or something. How peculiar. Yeah. Sweet. Wake, cuddle, noodle, work, eat, 1 hour of Call of Duty, sleep, repeat, ad nausea. That sounds like... Yeah, sounds like a day wrapped up right there. I do hear you. I mean, it's kind of everybody's life at the moment. Everybody's having to work to just about get by. That's kind of how it feels, anyway. It's an oddity, isn't it? Yeah. So my life, I get up an hour before work, throw on something like this, or capture some footage if I'm doing a Captain Steve's Talks with a morning cup of tea, get the footage on my hard drive, then hopefully have time to jump in the shower, and then get on to work. Start work at around 8 in the morning, and then by the time of my first tea break, or sometimes if I don't have a tea break because I'm too busy, around lunchtime, sometimes I take an early lunch, start the editing of that footage that I captured in the morning, get it rendering, get it uploaded, and maybe even make the thumbnail during my lunch break while eating a sandwich or something that I've made, or a pop noodle. Yeah, and that's pretty much my day. After I finish work, Ivy gets home, sit, watch a bit of TV for an hour, say how each other's day's gone, have another cup of tea, and then plan dinner. Watch a movie maybe, or if Ivy wants to go in the garden, if there's still some daylight and stuff like that, she'll go out in the garden. I might go and capture some more footage, and then I might have 2 videos to do in one day. It's just how it goes. But yeah, it's very much samey every single day. Luckily, my day job, I actually really enjoy what I do as a day job, which I'd imagine you do too, because you know you get to do what you enjoy, you know, sound editing and all that lot. I enjoy what I do. I know that makes a big difference in the world, what I do. So yeah, I get a lot of job satisfaction. I'm quite proud of where I've got to in life through work, because I've had dyslexia, you know, as a kid, and school was never easy for me. To get myself working where I'm working now, I'm really happy. Go. Hello there, Cam. Welcome, Cam. Hello there. Robert Edgar. I like to build around the terrain and not use the terrain manipulator. Well, if you can find a cave I mean, there's some groovy caves on this planet. There really are. There's one right next to my golem, and it's freaking gorgeous. I might go down there and see if I can find some water. If I can find some water, I might put just a landing stage in there or something, so I can do a bit of fishing if it's inside of my base remit. But other than that, I don't go to town inside of caves. I've had it before where my base might shift a couple of inches or something after an update, and that can really screw up a cave build. It's like a Beeblebum done a build on one of my hub zones, and he built inside of a derelict freighter, and it was a really cool base that he made. But then a couple of updates later, the actual derelict freighter moved a little bit, not by much. It rose up a little bit, and then it moved over slightly in one of the directions, and everything that Beeble had built to measure inside of there just went all squiffy for me. I don't know whether it was the same for him, but yeah, it was really disappointing. But at the same time, you know, I guess Hello Games can't guarantee the safety of bases from update to update. I've had a few bases where I've taken out just a little bit of terrain, just flattened it, just on the planet's surface, and then that terrain comes back after an update, and even though I tried to get rid of it, it still comes back and comes back and comes back, and in the end I just delete the base and build it up on stilts instead or something. It's why I tend to build bases now on Colossal Archives or to build them on trading posts, but if I do build them, it's always on stilts and it's next to the actual places, or if it is on them, I leave a bit of wiggle room for movement. It's weird how you have to plan for these things. Yeah. Right, well, I'm not even seeing any dark blue hues now. I don't know whether I'm too high or something. I don't know what's going on with my aerial saute, but I'm not seeing any dark blues. What's going on? Is it because I've hit a floating island, or am I going over sea or something? It's hard to tell. Let's put the sun in the sky. Yeah, I'm going over ocean, that's why. Oh, don't say I'm going to fall off my worm. No, I haven't. Okay, well, I carry on going west anyway. But at least that's why we're not seeing any blue. Is because I'm actually flying over ocean. Hopefully we get past the ocean in a bit. And we'll start seeing blue again. George Hadley, some caves are awesome. They really are. Heck yes. Mango Neko, I started the expedition on like week 1. And all I did was get to my ship. Something last week I started back up. And all the dig milestones popped. What the fudge? That's weird. Okay, that's very weird. Maybe report it on the Zendesk or something. Step by step of what happened. But I work 7 days a week. Oh, yeah, that's not good. That's not good, is it, Dr. Pong? You need some recovery time for yourself. At least I get 2 days to myself. And Ivy's off on the same day. We both get Saturday, Sundays off. So we get a lot of quality time, to be fair. Tear gas, that's life. It really is. Heck yes. It's a strange one, isn't it? Life. At the same time, it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, I'd still say this is one of the best eras to be alive in. Does make me wonder, though, if AI does take over and, you know, that there's no sort of jobs out there for people, how are we going to sustain ourselves? Would it be that the government maybe just lays on some sort of, I don't know, a general income enough to live on because all the robots and AI are doing the jobs? You know, the work's still being done at thrice the price. And I guess the only people that would be making money would be business owners and corporate giants. And then if you've got little side hustles like this, people could venture out and do all the things that they want to do rather than day jobs or meaningful labour, because robots and AI would be doing it all. I don't know how I'd feel about that, though. I kind of like having the routine of a job and the job satisfaction. And I like knowing that I've earned the coinage that I've earned, you know. But at the same time, if it meant that I could spend a lot longer making videos for you guys and playing video games as I do so, yeah, I could live with that. I could live with that trade. Yeah. How would you guys feel about it? Question for the Titan-sized planet. Is it possible to get the Titan-sized water world? I guess so. It was probably out there in the mix. I'd imagine so. I don't want to say definitely, but I'd like to think so. Sweet. I haven't come across one myself. I wonder if you do, whether they're any deeper. Okay, lots of blue glows over there. No turquoisey ones yet, though. Dark blue, dark blue, dark blue. Now you can use your other right analog stick to just sort of do a little mini recce like that every now and again if you wanted to. It might throw you off the bearings slightly, but if you're seeing a lot of blue glows, just to be sure, you can just sort of loop round on yourself. At least you can with this worm. Very cool. Sonny, I am. Okay, sweet. Anyone seeing my chat? I am Danavante. I think that's why they gave us stilts for the legacy parts back in the day. I haven't built in a few years now. Well, Davonte, I do build, but I only build little mini sheds now. I don't build big bases that I overly care about. Mainly because I give out coordinates quite often. And a lot of people, when they see my bases, sometimes they want to build right next to them or on top of them. And sadly, it happens all too often. Now, I have put over videos to Hello Games and said, you know, this is a thing. This happens pretty much every time I build a base. Is there any way you can stop this from happening? I don't know whether there is. There's a couple of ways that people can encroach on bases. There's PC mods. There's ways and means to go offline and build on bases. There's ways to stretch your confines of a base and encroach onto others. There's all sorts of ways of doing it. My worry is, if Hello Games is using the exact same engine that they're using for No Man's Sky, and they pretty much lift and shift base building as it is now over to Light No Fire, we might have the same problems when Light No Fire comes out. And if that's the case, where other players can build on top of everything that you've built, I'll probably just be building sheds in that as well. So yeah, I often just put down a base computer, a teleporter, and enough pieces to upload. That's all I do now. Where before I used to build big dragons and R2-D2s and giant mechs and weirdness. I used to always try to make my bases have something quite unique about them. And I don't do that now. And some of the bases that I have done that on in the past, I haven't shared the coordinates for them. But it does make me feel a little bit nervous that people might find them and might build on them. And you shouldn't have to feel that way. Yeah, I have a Titan Water World, says Yasta 1. There you go. Yeah, confirmation. They are out there. I guess. TV and film production work in Hollywood is very hard to come by these days. To have full-time work is quite rare. Yeah, I'd imagine it is. I mean, a lot of different softwares that are coming out now. Hold on, that's like a very light greeny hue colour. Oh no, that's one of those fossil sites. I just went over a fossil site. That's pretty cool. And the other turquoisey colours down here. The trouble is there's like this turquoisey undercloud going on at the moment. I don't know what's going on there. RJ Tablet. I would get bored playing video games if that was my full-time job. Yeah, I hear you on that. I'm quite glad that I can mix it up a little bit. Also, I think if this was the only level of income that I had, like doing YouTube, if there was ever a week where you had a pretty low month, or whatever, it would put pressure on you to sort of try and earn money to pay your bills, wouldn't it? And I think it would take the fun out of it. It'd add an extra layer of pressure and stress that I don't know whether I could really cope with. It's like one of my life goals or my life dream would be by the age of 50, 4 years from now, is to be living in the Philippines for half the year. Because quality time with parents right now, I think, is a very, very valuable, considering the ages of mine and Ivy's parents. You know, we might not have quality years left with them. Years maybe, decades perhaps not, you know. Maybe 1 decade and a bit if we're lucky. You know, my parents aren't getting any younger, neither's Ivy's. So, by the age of 50, I'd like to be out in the Philippines half the time with her parents, then half the time here with my parents. Now, I've got a condo being built in the Philippines, and hopefully that'll be built by the time we hit 50. And I'm hoping my channel at that time will be enough to at least get us by living in the Philippines if we did decide to just sell everything here in the UK and up and move to the Philippines. If we did sell everything here in the UK, I'd be tempted to buy myself maybe a mobile home or something like that here in the UK on one of these fixed sites. There's lots of sites where it's over 50s only. Me and Ivy could move on to one of them. And a lot of these places, they want you off of site for 2 months of the year anyway. And then you don't have to pay all these council taxes and things like that. You just have to pay site costs. And if we were over in the Philippines, maybe in the summer of the UK, then we could rent that place out in the UK anyway, in the summer months, as a holiday let, is what I'm thinking, to other over 50s, people that are quite responsible, you know? And then when we're not in the Philippines, I can let my condo out. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Whether it happens or not is another thing. But it's nice to have dreams, goals and aspirations, even if they don't come to fruition. And even if they don't come to fruition, I'm not like one of these people that's like, oh, my days, my goals, my dreams didn't come true. All I do is just move the goalposts. Well, it hasn't happened by the time we're 50. Let's try and make it happen by the time we're 55, you know? But at the same time, this is a goal that's got purpose. I want to spend quality time with Ivy's family and quality time with mine in equal balance if we can. So, yeah, it would be nice to fulfill that goal. I just want to let you guys know that you're helping me achieve that goal just even by watching this video right now. Hitting those like and subscribe. It's actually moving me closer and closer to my goal and to that dream. So thank you for being part of the journey. Base spamming on top of someone's base is bad patter, says Sonny. It is. I don't see. I've never felt the urge to do that ever. Even if it's there's no need to do it, is there? There really isn't. It's an odd one, but there's some people that just they enjoy doing that. That's kind of the reason they play No Man's Sky. There was an actual group called Infestation, and you know when we got all those horror parts, like all the pustule dollops and stuff, all the grimy bits and stuff, all the sludge. Well, what they were doing is they were using those parts and making people's bases look like they were infested. And to be honest, it looked pretty darn cool at times. I mean, what they did was pretty cool in a roundabout way, but you don't really want a load of sludge and pus put over one of your bases. So, yeah, bit of an odd one. But yeah, there was a whole group just dedicated to infesting people's bases. And they would aim for people's bases that they thought would actually get, you know, some sort of airing. So that content creators' bases or people that had put their posts up on Reddit and I said to people, please come and visit my base. They'd go and infest all of their base. And then the next thing you see is a post saying, who did this to my base? Oh my God, why did this happen? It's like, oh, yeah, infestation. And that was going on for some time. Luckily, it's not going on so much now. It's kind of petered off. But yeah, it's funny how people get their kicks. How many golems are on a planet? I really don't know. I've kind of invited people here to find golems of their own and to put down bases and to build by the golems first and foremost, and then just to build whatever bases they like, but keep them in keeping with light no fire. But the main aim is to find out just how many golems are on a planet. Yeah, I don't know whether we're going to get lucky this episode. We might not get lucky at all, to be fair. Now, I flew from north all the way to south, and my compass points actually swapped around before I found my first golem. So I flew the full planet's length before I found my golem. But of course, you're just flying in there could be one just over there. And because I'm flying in a straight line, I haven't seen it, you know? It's just sheer freaking luck that it's in the path that you're going on. It's like we haven't seen any Colossal Archives yet, have we? But I bet you I've passed maybe 3 of them. There's a good chance I've probably passed a golem that's just been offside of screen view. I think Hello Games needs to introduce a way to locate these golems a little bit easier, but then it doesn't make them as fun when you find one. When you come across your first golem by doing this method of flying low and slow, you're going to be like, oh my God, I've just found my golem. You're going to be so happy that you found it because it takes so long to find it. And as long as it's a planet that's got interesting terrain like this, you know, it's it's not too much of a hardship, to be honest, and it's quite relaxing. I mean, I've got you guys keeping me company, which makes it a little bit easier, but you could just throw on a podcast or something. Also, these fly on their own. So if you are working from home, you know, you could always have your game running on one screen, your work on another, and just keep glancing over and just hope you don't miss it. But yeah, you know, there's that you could do, to be fair. Not that I'm advising that, you know, but there we go. There's ways and means is what I'm getting at. It'd be nice if they emitted a sound, wouldn't it? Like a gong type sound. Gong, 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 or something. Just a sound. So you could just turn your volume up. And if you hear that, you know that there's one in close proximity. That'd be quite cool. Well, sadly, there's no sound that I've discerned or heard. I just saw a trading post over there. We just went past a trading post. There's a blue glow up there, but I haven't seen any blue glows down on the surface for a bit, so I don't know whether I was too high to see blue glows. But these golems, they're freaking big anyway. Oh look, there's some blue glows over there. And you'll see the turquoisey glow from quite a distance. A bit like how I can see these dark blue glows from quite a distance. But the turquoise glow is about 3 times the size. And it's like the same colour as you see all the little dots that you've got down there on the relics. It's that sort of turquoisey, aqua, bluey colour, you know? Oh, hello there, Daniel Hipley. Is this planet a moon of relics? This planet is a planet. It's not a moon, it's a planet. It's a planet, there's a planet. And its title is Scorched Relic. Oh no, not another storm. And luckily the storms aren't too frequent on here. I mean, we've only had one when I first started streaming. And this is the second one that's rolled in. It's been a good 30 minutes. So, you know, not too bad. So it's not a bad planet to look for your golems on. I just don't know how many golems are actually on these planets, so this could be futile. I don't think it is though. I think there's quite a few. I think they're broken into regions. I just don't know how many per region. I'm hoping at least one per region. And when I say regions, you know, like the different waypoint when you're walking on foot, it tells you when you've hit another region. Just like there. Look, I just hit another region now. So I think there's probably a golem in this region. And if we don't see one, and I've crossed into another region, then I think, you know, we've missed one, basically. That's kind of my thought process. I mean, I could be wrong. I have hit up that bomber boy and asked him if there's anything in the code that lets you know how many of these colossal golems there are inside of each region. I haven't had a response back. I also asked him, is there anything inside of the code that might allude to future movement or animation? I haven't had anything back as yet. But if I do get a reply, I'll be sure to do a video on it if it's anything interesting. There's a dark blue glow, a couple of dark blue glows in fact. That's quite a big dark blue glow there. But no, still not a golem. Dark blue glows. Yeah. It's actually easier to see the dark blue glows, so perhaps even the turquoise glow, inside of this storm right now. All good. Silver linings and that. I found mine in a sentinel ship, low and slow. Yeah, what I found with my sentinel ship is if it clipped any of the terrain, it would bounce my ship backwards and stop me from moving at all. The sentinel ship is a very good one to do it in, but I find doing it low and slow on the back of a beetle or the back of a worm type creature. Now this planet has actually got beetles on it, so you can actually just adopt a beetle on this planet and start doing your flyover. So I would suggest getting a beetle from this planet, doing a low and slow flyover. That would be my suggestions, people. Or if you've got one of these worms like I've got, use the worm. I find the worm turns easier than the beetles. Look, I've just moved into another region now. So I think we've probably missed out on a golem somewhere in that previous region. Now, I don't know how regions are done. I don't know whether they're in squares or circles or what. I have no idea how Hello Games have segmented planets into regions. And I don't even know whether I'm flying across the equator at the moment or otherwise. Yeah, so we're in a region right now. There we go. But yeah, I think they're in regions. I could be wrong. Found mine on a side of a mountain, says Robert Edgar. I have read on Reddit that they're tucked in valleys or on the side of hills, but mine is right near to a cave mouth. And all the others that I visited in one of my previous streams, they seem to be placed quite randomly, to be fair. I didn't see any patterns there. The Red Queen has actually got a golem on this planet that she found. Have you tried using the scanning device on your ship? Play when you find waypoints in buildings. No, I haven't really done that. I haven't tried to work out regions. You could do that. You are quite right. You could probably work out how big regions are and how they're fragmented and how to probably best traverse them. But I was just hoping to get lucky in this stream, just flying in one general direction to give people a sense of how they could find their own without getting too overly complicated with it all. I mean, I'm just flying west. That's all I'm doing. Flying west and just looking for a light blue turquoisey glow. A little bit like these dark blue glows, but it's more of a tealy turquoisey glow that I'm looking for. So let's just see if we get lucky, but we might not. Also, I'm wondering whether the more complex this planet gets with bases, is the rendering going to slow down on these blue lights appearing? Because I'm sure that when I did this when I first got here, I was seeing more of an abundance of blue lights. So it could be that these blue lights just aren't rendering in as quickly as they were because there's more people here and more bases here. Let's just put that to the test for a second. Let's just turn multiplayer completely off. And let's see if that improves my rendering slightly. Okay. I think I am actually seeing more blue already. We'll see when we get over this hill. Look, there's one there. And there. I actually think that's probably... I think that's just increased the blue rendering. Look. I think that's probably made it a little bit easier already. But it could be that the more complex this planet gets, the less chance of spotting a golem is also going to get. I didn't think of that. And it's just dawned on me now. Okay. Wascally Wabbit in the house. Hello there, Wascally Wabbit. Good to see you, bud. I guess. Sound a little butchers around. Well, that's a weird sound. What the fudge is that? Sound like a rumble of thunder, that. Fun fact, Gary Newman is slightly older than Gary Oldman. Gary Newman, wasn't he the one that used to do synth music and all that sort of stuff? And Gary Oldman, he was the guy in Leon, wasn't he, in Book of Eli? Okay, well, thank you for the Gary facts. Much appreciated. I'm not quite sure what we do with your Gary facts, but thank you for the Gary facts. One of my favourite Garys, if you're interested, is Gary the Tank Commander. If you haven't come across Gary Tank Commander, you should be able to find YouTube videos of him. But he's a very camp Scottish tank commander. And one of my favourite episodes is he loses his tank. So he's putting post-it notes around town. Have you seen my tank? And he's done a little drawing of a tank on there. Yeah, a proper tank, you know, like a Sherman type giant tank. It's bloody funny. And he really likes chips. He's got a chip song. You know, his chip song goes C-H-I-P-S, C-H-I-P-S, C 'cause they're crunchy, H 'cause they're wholesome, I 'cause they're incredible, S 'cause they're succulent, and P because they're chips, or something like that. I probably spelt it wrong. Yeah. P because they're perfect. S because they're chips. That's it. I ruined it. I ruined it with my dyslexia. Right, here we go. C-H-I-B-S. C-H-I-B-S. C because they're crunchy. H because they're wholesome. I because they're incredible. P because they're perfect. And S because they're chips. That's it. That's his song. Right, here we go. I think I might be having... No, I'm not having chips tonight. I'm going to be cooking some tuna steaks on a bed of pasta. And I'm going to make it sweet and sour pasta. Then I'm going to put sweet chili sauce on top of the tuna. Should be lovely. Hopefully it's lovely. They got Zeldo in the house. Oh yeah, what'd you say there? Hello, are you using the original worm, or is it modified, or a bigger offspring? This is just a worm that you get from, I think it was the Endurance Expedition, or Polestar. I think it was Endurance. Was it Endurance? No, Emergence. Emergence, sorry. The Emergence one. Yeah, it's just that. It's just the worm that you get from the egg. I didn't mutate it at all. This is just the size that it pops out at. But like I say, there are actual beetles on this planet, and you can use the beetles to do exactly the same thing that I'm doing now. But I find this is the best and easiest way to find your golems. It's just on the back of a creature. Come on, golem! Hopefully we'll find one. I'm only going to stream for an hour. So we've got another 20 minutes left. Is that a portal there? No. Go. I visited your planet, and I have found a golem. But there are at least 15 relic planets that I've searched through with other players and found none on these other planets. Okay, well, if you've got a relic planet, and your relic planet in its title, you see my relic planet right now, it says Scorched Relic. It has to have relic in the title, or relicrium, or something like that, or reliquary. As long as it says reliquary or relic, then I'm fairly confident it's got golems. If it says abandoned, but your planet's still got a load of relics on it, I think they're either not there at all or a lot less. Because I went to a relic planet that had abandoned in the title, and I must have searched that planet for about 4 hours, and I did not find a single golem in the whole time I was there, just like you just said. I came to this planet, and within the first 2 hours to 3 hours, I found my first golem. So it still took me frickin' ages, but I found one. I was really hoping that I would have come across a golem by now. I was really hoping to prove that they're a little bit more common than what people make out. But I think what this stream is proving is you need to really invest a lot of time into your search and your hunt. I can see some dark blues down there, but I'm quite high up right now, and I can't make my worm fly any bloody lower. It helps if you're on quite a flat terrained planet as well. I mean, this is fairly flat in comparison to some of the others I've found. And yeah, I would ignore any planets that have storms. Any that say activated or magnetized, steer clear of those, because they're going to have storms hitting you so often, it just makes it really hard to spot them. I want to find one while I'm in VR. That'd be cool. Yeah, go for it, mate. I mean, at least in VR, you can just turn your head from side to side as you're going over the planet and look out the side windows of your ship. And you've got a little bit more control if you're actually using the move controllers and that, haven't you, on the speed of your ship. You can just put that throttle on gently, you know. You might be able to do it in VR on your ship rather than doing it on a flying creature, to be honest. Might be a little bit easier for you in VR in actual fact. Especially if you've got a view, especially if you've got a ship with a decent cockpit that's got a really nice view angle, you know. Give it a go. See you get on. Colin Madigan. I don't think there are golems on all relic planets. I've searched 3 planets and not seen a golem at all. Well, you know, I've been going for nearly an hour now. You know what, 45 minutes I've been going. And I haven't seen another one. And I know that this planet's got them. And I know what I'm looking for. And I still haven't spotted one. They're as rare as rocking horse turds. Or hen's teeth. You know, they're out there somewhere. But they're very, very super rare. Okay, we've got a big glow there. I thought that was one for a second. It's about that sort of size. It's about the size of 3 of those dark glowing things in a row. Oh, come on. Let me find one on my live stream. I mean, freaking awesome. Because if I do find one, what I'm hoping to do is open back up my multiplayer. And the first person to join my group and get down to me at the planet, or the race will be on, can stick a base at it, you know? And then you've got your own golem in my hub zone. How cool would that be? And you've got a video connected to it too. Nice little reward if I can find one. I mean, if I don't find one, what I can do is I can just call my ship in. And I could continue the search tomorrow and see if I can find one tomorrow. Yeah, I could always go live again tomorrow. I don't think I'm doing much tomorrow. Well, yeah. Fun times. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. 15 more minutes. Give us a golem. You know you want to. Come on, universe. If I find one, you're going to see just how excited I get. You know, it is very rewarding to find the dang things. Well, it is for me, anyway. I live a sheltered life. Yeah. Come on. Go, go, go. Sweet. I'll continue my search, says Wascally Rabbit. Nice one. Nice one. You ended up finding one on an overgrown relic planet. Yeah, I've heard a few people say they found them on the overgrown planet. Even on the, you know, like the rendezvous of the expedition. A couple of people found them on the overgrown planets inside of the expedition. So yeah, overgrown planets as well seem to have them. Or I've had other people say I went to an overgrown planet and I couldn't find one and I spent all day trying your method. So I think it's a little bit hit and miss. I don't think the planetary title is a lot to go on. But I think having Relic or Reliquy in the title is more of a guarantee. I think if it says anything else, like abandoned or just overgrown, and you're just on a random relic planet, I think there's a chance, but I'm not going to say that it's a given, because I haven't proven it to be otherwise myself. But I have seen people put up pictures and posts showing that they found them on the overgrown planets. So they are out there. I just don't know whether it's every overgrown planet. Also don't know for sure whether it is the ones that say Relic or Reliquy. But everybody on Twitter, and there's a Twitter post, a big thread of all people that have found them on Relic planets and Reliquy planets. And they seem to be the most popular. And they seem to be giving the most golems per yield anyway. On the Reliquy, one guy managed to find 3 golems in about 300 U's from each other. Oh look, we've come across a portal. There's a portal right there. You see that sort of like light blue glow that it's got? It's that sort of light blue glow that the golem has got. So we've almost seen every building type. I've seen 2 trading posts. I've just seen the portal. The only thing I haven't seen is I haven't seen a derelict crash freighter yet. I did on my first sort of like golem hunt. I went past 2 of them, and I haven't seen a colossal archive on this stream today. I did on my first hunt again. But yeah, it is quite a nice way to just traverse a planet on flying creatures. Pretty cool. There is no more on your planet, Cap, Steve. I did find one. Didn't claim it because I really want my own planet. Oh, okay. There is more on your planet. Okay, so you found one. So there is at least one more here. So there we go, people. We've had confirmation that there is an unclaimed golem somewhere on my planet. I'm going to head off. You take care, Captain Steve, says Mango Neko. Not a problem, Mango. Take care. Thank you for being here as long as you had. I mean, it's not the most interesting of streams, is it? Just watching me fly on over a planet like this. There's a minor settlement down there. See a minor settlement and a landing pad. You know what? I could land at this minor settlement and call it a day and have a look what multi-tool's in the cabinet. But no, I'll carry on. We're bound to see another building. You can do scans anyway. And look for buildings if you really want to, and aim towards them. Now, the actual golem itself has got one of those dark blue crystals down by its legs. So it's got like a dark blue glow in the centre, and then a light blue hue to the outside. It is quite distinct when you see it. You're like, that looks out of place. And then you realise what it is. And you're like, ah, wow, I found my first golem. There you go, I do a scan for a building. Yeah, we'll fly along this mountain ridge. Well, look, I'm not seeing it. There's a dark blue over there on that floating island. There's a couple of dark blues over here. But they took a little while to appear, didn't they? I'm worried that the rendering is slightly squiffy now because there's a lot of bases here. That they're not rendering in as quickly as they did when I first laid down roots on this planet. There's another building over there. Cool. George Hadley agreed. More rare equals more joy at discovery. Exactly, yeah. There is a better sense of achievement. The rarer something is. Yeah, you're quite right. That's like the same like Pokemon cards or something. You know, you open up a packet of them and you get a shiny in there. You're like, oh my god, look what I just found. There is that sort of sense, isn't there? Well, it goes with any cards. I mean, it's like when I used to collect the old Transformer stickers as a kid. That was awesome to come across a shiny one inside the packet. Sometimes you could sort of slightly bend the packet, and if it was more rigid, you knew that there was a shiny one in there. But the shopkeepers looked at you a little bit weird as you're filling up all their packets of cards. Yeah, fun times. Sweet. Cool, yeah. Just checking see if there's any other. I don't think there are golems on Relic planets. I searched 3 planets. Okay, Colin. Well, yeah. I don't know. I think it can take a long time to spot one. And it's just sheer freaking luck. There we go. We just moved into another region. That took a little bit longer than the previous 2 regions. They were closer together. How odd. So maybe regions aren't linear, and maybe they haven't got set sizes. I really don't know. Seen that. Oh, okay, cool, yeah. Right, Eugene. That'll do, Eugene. Slutamondo, sir. Come on. Give us a golem. Well, we've got 5 minutes. Come on. Oh, look. Now, is that another region? I didn't read the region name, but this one's Ossak Encampment. That was quite close, actually. Unless it's just registered that I've got there now. Huh? Who knows? Come on, little golem. Golem, 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 where are you? Come on! Dang it! Dark blue, Not seeing any light blues. But yeah, this is pretty much how I find them anyway. So at least if you have tuned in, you can kind of see my technique, how I go about doing it, and that you've just got to have patience of a freaking saint. And like I say, it helps if you've got something to sort of distract you a little, but not enough to distract you from not seeing it. You know? So as long as you've got a podcast on in the background or something, I think you should be alright doing this without getting overly bored. I mean, the music for this game is quite relaxing anyway. You just saw there I was holding back a yawn. Oh, there we go. Look, we've gone into another region. It says Nawa Danon, so it's definitely another region. Let's see if it pops up with some sort of confirmation in a moment, or whether it has a different region than Nawa Danon. Danon. Dum 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 dum. Come on. Give me a golem. I want a golem. Golem, golem, golem. Golem! I don't think my golem song has summoned in the golem. Nope. Still not seeing them. Second trading post, I guess. Fly. Fly, my pretty. Yeah, a couple of blue glows down there. Still no golem though. Right. Let's just look for a building then. A decent building of some description. Because what I'll probably do is set down a building. I might just put down a little base and a teleporter or something. Because I need to go back to a tranquil world to hatch more eggs for my egg giveaway. There should be some ready to be laid. Need to get ready and prep for Monday. Next Monday. Oh, something I should mention is Monday the 28th, which isn't the Monday coming, but the Monday after, I think. Oh yeah, look, we just moved into another region now. So you know what, let's just land here, as I do. And we're going to be flying west. Yeah, so not next Monday, but the Monday after, I'm going to be going away. It's like my friend's birthday, and he's booked out this place over in Derbyshire. Quite a beautiful place by all means. Very nice place. And we're going to be there. So I'll be doing some vlog videos. I'm not going to take my PlayStation with me or my PC or anything like that. Because from what I understand, the Wi-Fi is terrible and very spotty from all the reviews that I've seen. So it's a bit pointless. Oh, wouldn't that be cool when it popped up whether I actually saw a golem? That'd be freaking mental, wouldn't it? But you can see that there's beetles flying around. I just saw one a moment ago anyway. There's some, look, there's some beetles. Pretty nice. Okay, well, yeah, so I'm going away for my friend's birthday. And I'm not going to be taking my PC, not my PlayStation, sorry. So I'm not going to be doing any No Man's Sky content while I'm out there. I'm going to take my phone with me. I mean, if there is an emoji drop or something like that, which I honestly don't think we're going to see an emoji drop now until probably late May, early June. So, yeah, I'm not going to take anything with me. But, yeah, I'll have my phone with me so I can still cover news, you know. Got a really good editing tool on my phone anyhow. So, well, I think it's good anyway. Right, let's go and upload that then. That should be enough parts to upload a base. Yeah, I do. And I'm not going to give it a name. Normally, if I don't name my bases, I know that they're bases to delete in future. I call in my ship as well anyway. And yeah, I will probably do another live tomorrow. And we'll continue flying west. And we'll see if we can find a golem in next episode. Adventures with Dread's just joined the chat, people. Adventures with Dread's got a channel. Dr. Pong has got a channel. Please hit them both up. Both are awesome content creators. Give them a little bit of a watch. If you like what you see, hit a sub. Sweet. Coolio. Have fun. Thank you, Adventures with Dread. Anyway, I'm going to head off then. I'm going to go cook dinner. Just found my first golem in 5 minutes on my overgrown relic planet. While listening to you, Captain. There's an A-class mine nearby, says David Knight, a.k.a. Big Dave. Well, there you go. Lovely. I'm glad that, I guess, I brought you a bit of luck, maybe. I was hoping that people inside my stream would bring me a little bit of luck. But sadly, not the case. Thank you, Andre Chablet, for dropping the links, I guess. Ventures with Dread and Dr. Pong, links are inside the chat, people. Go hit them up. What do you got to lose? You might find yourself another content creator that you really admire and like. Until now, oh, and Gal saying inside the chat, she's also got a channel. Go check her out. Red Queen was here earlier. They've got a channel too. Lots of good content creators. Anyway, I mean, look how cool this planet looks when there is a storm rolling in. And the caves on this planet are freaking epic. They really are. I gave the coordinates earlier for this planet. I will put together a portal code that I can put up on my stream. I'll make one for tomorrow or something. But anyway, take care all. Goodbye, goodbye. And goodbye again.